The gavel slams down. A sharp crack echoes through the chamber, the kind of sound that doesn't just silence a room. It marks the beginning of war. Cameras explode in blinding flashes as Kody Brown takes the witness stand. Beads of sweat cling to his forehead, betraying the calm he tries so desperately to project. For the first time in decades, his wives sit apart, not as one family, not even as allies, but as 4 separate women, each carrying secrets heavy enough to tear the Brown legacy apart. Christine, Janelle, Mary, and Robin. 4 women bound by one man, and now divided by the truth. The judge calls for quiet, but the whispers refuse to die. And through that silence, a single question seems to hang above them all. Who betrayed who first? Because once that answer comes out, nothing will ever be the same again. Outside, Flagstaff stirs to life under a pale Arizona sunrise. The courthouse looms like a monument to judgment, and the air is razor-sharp with tension. Reporters clutch notebooks and steaming cups of coffee, their breath fogging in the cold as they brace for the spectacle of the day. Behind metal barricades, curious onlookers and die-hard fans press together, whispering, waiting, desperate to glimpse the most controversial family America ever invited into its living rooms. But as the courthouse doors swing open, there is no unity. Only fractured steps. Only broken lines. Kody walks in first, his suit pressed within an inch of perfection, a man trying to iron control back into his life. His eyes scan the crowd, searching for sympathy, or maybe just an escape. Cameras catch him instantly. The flashes, the murmurs, the whispers. They cling to him like vultures circling a wounded prey. Behind him, Robin pulls her coat tighter. Her lips form a single tense line, her face pale with dread. Christine enters next, her shoulders squared like a soldier ready for battle. Janelle follows slowly, clutching a manila folder thick with papers, her grip so tight it looks like her very survival depends on it. And Mary? Mary lingers at the back, her eyes darting from Kody to the cameras, to the courtroom doors, a woman torn between past loyalty and present betrayal. The questions fire like bullets. Kody, did you lie about the money? Christine, will you testify against him? Robin, do you still love him? No answers come. Only silence. And silence today is louder than any confession. Inside, the courthouse is colder still. Marble floors gleam under fluorescent lights, the air heavy with the smell of paper and disinfectant. The Browns are escorted to their seats, not together, but separate, scattered across the room like broken glass. The prosecution stands tall, stacks of evidence arranged in perfect order. The defense huddles close to Kody, whispering frantically, as if even they fear what is about to surface. Then the judge enters. A woman in her 60s, eyes like steel, every step deliberate. When her gavel strikes, the very walls seem to shudder. And in that moment, everyone feels it. Something irreversible has begun. The prosecutor wastes no time. Papers in hand, voice steady as stone, he addresses the jury. For years, Kody Brown concealed assets. He manipulated household finances. He betrayed the very women who trusted him. Today, you will see the receipts, the emails, the transfers, the lies, and you will understand the depth of deception this family has endured. The words slice through the silence. Kody stiffens. His jaw clenches. His eyes flick nervously between the jury. Ordinary citizens, some who know his name, some who don't, but all who now hold his fate in their hands. The camera cuts to the wives. Mary twists a tissue in her lap, refusing to glance his way. Janelle's lips move soundlessly, rehearsing the words she will soon unleash. Christine sits rigid, her gaze locked on the prosecutor. And Robin already dabs at her eyes, her trembling hands betraying her inner panic. Then the judge speaks. Her voice carries across the chamber. The court will now hear from Christine Brown. Christine rises. Her expression is steel, but her hands tremble against the wooden rail as she swears to tell the truth. How long? The prosecutor begins softly. Have you suspected financial dishonesty in your family? Christine inhales, holds the courtroom in silence, and then a single word, years. The room exhales as she continues. At first it was small things. Money missing, excuses that never made sense. But then came the hidden accounts, the unfulfilled promises, the lies told with a smile. Her voice cracks, but she doesn't stop. I wanted to believe in him. I wanted to believe in us. But love has a way of blinding you to the truth. And the truth was, I was being deceived. Across the room, Kody flinches. His fists curl tight, knuckles white. His lawyer protests, irrelevant. But the judge silences him with a wave of her hand. Christine continues. She speaks of sleepless nights, overdue bills, hushed whispers with the other wives. She recalls the day she stumbled upon an email, hidden deep inside a shared folder, revealing a rainy day account she had never heard of. He said it was for the family, she says. But if it was truly for all of us, why did he hide it? The room is still. The jury scribbles notes. The wives avert their eyes. And for the first time, the world sees the Brown family not as reality TV stars, but as victims of betrayal. And this is only the beginning. Because what comes next will expose secrets deeper, darker, and far more destructive than anyone dares to imagine. Stay with us. The storm has only just begun. For years, Christine thought she was going insane. She'd watched the money vanish, watched the trust between them crumble piece by piece. Behind her, Janelle walked with the icy, calculating fire of a woman who had been lied to one time too many. Her voice was sharp, steady, a blade wrapped in control. I did the books. I saw the missing numbers. Each time I questioned him, Kody swore I was imagining it. He said I was paranoid. But numbers don't lie. People do. Robin followed, her words barely audible, trembling through the courtroom like a ghost. I wanted to believe him. He told me, don't worry. I'll take care of it. But the more I trusted, the worse it became. I tried to hold us together. But how do you repair what you cannot see? This was the soul of the Brown family exposed. Pain, remorse, anger, hope, knotted into one unbearable truth. If it were you, if the person you loved hid everything behind locked doors, would you stay? Or would you run? The judge's gavel cracked like thunder. Recess. The courtroom erupted in silence. In the hallway, the Browns scattered. Christine cornered Kody by the vending machines, her voice razor-sharp but controlled, decades of fury finally given shape. You made me invisible. You made all of us invisible. Kody's swagger collapsed. His voice was nothing but ash. I did what I had to. You don't know the pressure. You never understood. Christine leaned in, her words a dagger to the heart. I knew more than you think. I heard enough. You just counted on me doubting myself. Across the corridor, Mary sat alone on a bench, her eyes on the gray sky outside. Robin sat beside her, shaking, wiping her face. Janelle paced like a caged lion, clutching her spreadsheet like armor. Down the hall, reporters pressed against the doors, microphones ready to devour the next secret. And then the bombshell. Deborah Miles's testimony, $200,000 unaccounted for. The Brown Empire, collapsing under its own lies. Because when the world is watching, every secret is a weapon. Ask yourself, if the cameras turned on your life, would you fight? Or would you hide? Court resumed. Kody's attorney tried to dress him up as a burdened father, a flawed man but never a criminal. His words rang hollow. The jury didn't blink. Then, Robin rose, shaking, pale, her voice a whisper. Your Honor, I need to speak. But not here. Not in front of them. The judge's eyes narrowed. Miss Brown, this is a court of law. If you have something to say, it must be on the record. Robin inhaled, glancing at the empty gallery where her children once sat as smiling extras on national TV. I know things. About money. About meetings. About promises Kody made. I've been silent too long. The judge allowed a closed-door session. The room buzzed with speculation. Kody buried his face in his hands, the weight finally cracking his mask. And when Robin returned, she was different. Still trembling, but stronger. Her voice cut through the silence like a confession years in the making. Kody made me keep secrets. He told me not to speak about the Coyote Pass meetings, the bank accounts, the gifts. I was never supposed to say a word. The prosecutor pressed gently. Did you feel threatened? Robin's tears fell, but her words grew steady. Not my body, but my family. I was afraid he'd disinherit me. Disinherit the kids. He swore that if I stayed quiet, we'd be safe. But we weren't. Things only got worse. For the first time, Christine's hard glare softened. Janelle's eyes begged the judge for justice. Mary's sobs broke the silence like cracks in glass. And Kody? He sat in silence. For once, utterly powerless. The prosecutor leaned in with the final question of the day. Miss Brown, why now? Why tell the truth today? Robin's voice was calm, final. Because I can't carry it anymore. I can't lie to myself. I can't lie to my children. The gavel fell. Court adjourned. Outside, reporters swarmed. Cameras flashing. Robin whispered through tears, "I did what I thought was right." Over and over, as though trying to convince herself. Christine stood arms crossed in the parking lot, her face cold, watching the family collapse. Janelle dialed frantic calls, her spreadsheets tucked under her arm like a shield. Mary disappeared alone down the courthouse steps. And Robin? She slipped into the shadows, her phone pressed to her lips. Her voice cracked in a whisper no microphone could catch. "It's time. I can't keep this secret anymore." The screen goes black. Tonight, no one in the Brown household will sleep. Because tomorrow, the secrets will spill over again. And with each new witness, the noose around Kody Brown tightens. Each new witness, the noose around Kody Brown tightens. The judge stares down at the mysterious envelope. Her fingers hesitate for just a moment before tearing it open. Counsel rushes to the bench, whispering in low, urgent tones. She shuffles through its contents carefully. Photographs, statements, a letter. Her expression hardens, but she says nothing yet. Instead, she sets the papers down and continues the session as though nothing has changed. But everyone in that room knows something has changed. The prosecutor rises, requesting a recess to examine the new evidence. The judge consents but warns, this evidence has the potential to change the course of these proceedings entirely. And just like that, the courtroom erupts in murmurs. What's in that envelope? A confession? A betrayal? A secret capable of shattering the Brown family once and for all? In the hallways, the tension is unbearable. Christine leans against the wall, her face pale but her eyes burning. "It's Coyote Pass," she mutters under her breath. "It has to be, or worse." Janelle shakes her head, clutching her spreadsheets like a shield. Whoever sent this, they wanted us to see it. They wanted the truth out. Across the corridor, Robin sits huddled in a chair, arms wrapped around herself, whispering into her phone. Mary stands alone by a rain-streaked window, her finger tracing droplets as if clinging to fading memories. Meanwhile, Kody storms the hallway with his lawyer. "This isn't fair," he snaps. "They don't know what I went through. They don't know the pressure I carried." But his lawyer only mutters, "The evidence will speak. If you want the jury's mercy, you must speak with sincerity." Kody isn't listening. His eyes are locked on the door, waiting for a miracle that isn't coming. When recess ends, the judge's voice cuts through the chaos. The contents of this envelope will be considered in chambers. The trial will continue tomorrow with a ruling on its admissibility. The Browns exchange looks of dread. Reporters scatter like vultures chasing blood, shouting questions into the storm outside. "Christine, what was in the envelope?" "Robin, did you know about the bank accounts?" "Kody, do you regret your decisions?" No answers, only silence. As the Browns retreat into waiting cars, a shadow slips out the courthouse's back exit. A young man, face hidden beneath a hood. He drops a single sheet of paper before vanishing into the rain. On it, one sentence. "You don't know the whole truth." The courthouse empties. The rain falls harder, washing the steps like a stage after a tragedy. And Flagstaff, hungry, divided, buzzes with speculation. Everyone waits for tomorrow. Because tomorrow, the envelope opens. Morning arrives, gray and heavy. Rain pounds the courthouse roof like a warning from above. News crews are already in place. Coffee shops hum with whispers. Social media is ablaze with accusations, theories, and rumors. Inside, the Browns file into the courtroom one by one. Christine walks past Kody without a glance. Robin clutches her phone as if it's the only thing keeping her standing. Janelle's arms are wrapped around her spreadsheets like armor forged in betrayal. Mary drifts in last, eyes hollow, her hand grazing the walls as if seeking an anchor. The bailiff carries the thick, battered envelope like it's a relic of doom. All rise. The judge enters, her robe sweeping behind her like a shadow. Her voice is crisp. "We are here to resume proceedings in the case of the state versus Kody Brown. New evidence has been filed with the court, and I will now read its contents into the record." The ripping of paper slices through the silence like thunder. Photographs. Bank statements. A letter. The judge's brow furrows in shock, then hardens. These photographs depict Mr. Brown meeting with a bank representative at a location not previously disclosed to this court. The date is April 12, 2021. "Mr. Brown, can you explain your whereabouts on this day?" Kody stammers, I told them I was at Robin's house. It was about property lines. Coyote Pass, that's all." Christine shoots to her feet, her chair screeching against the floor. "That's a lie. You told me you were sick in bed that day." "I have the text, Your Honor, right here." She hands her phone to the judge. On the screen, Kody claiming he was too ill to leave home. The judge fixes Kody with a cold stare. "Mr. Brown, do you have an explanation?" But Kody lowers his head, fists clenched white. Silence. The judge continues, pulling more from the envelope. Bank records, transfers, and a letter marked "To whom it may concern." She reads aloud. "This is evidence that Mr. Brown established a secret account at Mountain Ridge Credit Union. Funds were moved here in small increments from the family account to avoid suspicion. I release this evidence anonymously for my safety and that of my family." Gasps ripple through the courtroom. Janelle clutches her mouth. "That's why the numbers never matched," she whispers. Robin breaks into quiet sobs. Mary stares ahead, her face drained of all remaining hope. The prosecutor presses forward. "Your Honor, we request Christine Brown return to the stand." Christine rises, her voice steadier now. "He lied to us all. He said he was protecting the family, but he was protecting himself." Janelle follows, holding her spreadsheets high. Her voice shakes but doesn't falter. "I blamed myself for years. I thought I had miscalculated. But I see now, I was right. The money was disappearing because Kody was hiding it." The defense tries to counter. Couldn't these meetings have been legitimate business? Christine snaps back, "Then why hide them? Why deceive us? Why lie to his own children?" The words crash like hammers. The lies are closing in. And Kody Brown, once the patriarch of a sprawling empire, sits silent, cornered by the very family he swore to protect. The courtroom is frozen in silence. Tears shimmer in Christine's eyes as her voice breaks. "You made me crazy, Kody. You made me doubt everything." But before the room can breathe, Robin takes the stand. Her words tremble, her hands shake. "He promised me things too," she says, barely holding herself together. "He told us we'd be safe. He told me if I stayed quiet, everything would be fine. But it never was. Every year it got worse. I felt trapped, and terrified that if I spoke, I would lose my family. The only sound is the soft patter of rain against the courthouse windows." The judge leans forward. "Why now, Mrs. Brown? Why tell the truth today?" Robin rubs her swollen eyes, her voice sharp from pain. "Because I couldn't hold the lie any longer. I had to choose protect Kody or protect myself. And this time, I chose me." Gasps ripple through the gallery. But then Mary rises. Her voice is soft, almost a whisper, but it cuts sharper than steel. "I tried to believe in him. I stood by him through everything, but love, it turns into something else. Fear, regret, even hate. I don't even know what I feel anymore." The judge calls for recess. The gavel slams. "All rise," bellows the bailiff. Reporters flood the corridor, cameras flashing like lightning, microphones shoved into tear-stained faces. The world watches, waiting for someone, anyone, to break. And outside, Christine corners Kody. Her voice trembles with rage. "Why, Kody? Why couldn't you just be truthful with us?" Kody stares at the rain-smeared glass, his face pale. "I thought I was doing the right thing. I thought I could fix it before anyone knew." But Janelle storms forward, fury in every step. "You didn't just hurt yourself, Kody. You hurt all of us. You destroyed something we can never mend." Inside, the judge sifts through evidence. Attorneys whisper in low voices. The jury returns, faces grim, as if they've already glimpsed the storm about to break. The prosecutor rises, her tone blazing. This family trusted one man, and he used that trust to manipulate, to conceal, to dominate. Kody Brown betrayed not only his wives, but his own children and the dream they built together. Kody's lawyer fights back, desperation dripping from every word. "My client is not a criminal. He is a man who erred. Yes, he kept secrets, but out of fear. Out of a misguided love for his family." The judge adjourns for the day. "Tomorrow," she declares, "a final witness will take the stand, and the truth will be revealed in full." The Browns file out. The rain stops, but the air is thick, heavy. A single beam of sunlight cuts through the clouds. Hope? Or maybe just the calm before the next storm. One by one, they drift apart across the wet pavement, their shadows stretching long, fractured, and alone. Reporters trail behind, documenting every tear, every sigh, every scar. That night, Flagstaff holds its breath. Kody sits by himself in the dark, clutching an old family photo, each face a reminder of the lies he built his empire on. And tomorrow, he knows, will be his reckoning. Will be his reckoning. The courtroom was silent, the kind of silence that crushes your chest. The judge leaned forward, her fingers brushing across the thick envelope that had arrived like a ghost in the night. No one knew who sent it, but everyone knew. It could change everything. The lawyers swarmed the bench, whispering in frantic tones. The judge opened it slowly, eyes narrowing as she scanned the contents. Her face turned to stone. This evidence will be reviewed in chambers. Court will resume tomorrow. The room erupted. Reporters lunged for answers, cameras flashing like lightning. Christine's face paled. Janelle muttered, "It has to be about Coyote Pass." Robin curled into herself, trembling. Mary stared out a rain-streaked window, lost in thought. And Kody? He paced the hallway with his lawyer, muttering, "This isn't fair. They don't know what I went through." But even he knew something had shifted. Outside, the rain hammered the courthouse steps. Reporters shouted, "Christine, what's in the envelope?" "Robin, did you know about the bank accounts?" "Kody, do you regret your choices?" But the Browns said nothing. Each disappeared into waiting cars, hiding their fear behind tinted glass. Yet one figure remained unseen by the cameras. A young man in a hoodie slipped out the back, dropping a single note before vanishing into the storm. 4 words bled across the page. "You don't know everything." The next morning, the courthouse throbbed with tension. Reporters filled every corner, whispering theories. Inside, the bailiff carried that battered envelope to the judge's desk. The air was electric, like the moment before lightning strikes. "All rise!" the bailiff thundered. The judge entered, eyes sharp, robe trailing like a shadow. She tore the envelope open. Papers spilled out, photographs, transaction records, and a letter. Her voice sliced the silence. "These photographs show Mr. Brown meeting with a bank representative April 12, 2021. Mr. Brown, where were you that day?" Kody stuttered. I was at Robin's house, sick in bed." Christine shot up, fire in her eyes. "That's a lie. You texted me. You said you couldn't even step outside." "I still have it." The judge demanded the phone. Christine handed it over, hands trembling. The courtroom gasped. The truth was spreading like fire. One by one, the wives rose against him. Janelle whispered through tears. "That's why the books never balanced." Robin sobbed. "He promised me if I stayed quiet, we'd be safe." And finally, Mary, voice broken. "I stood by him through everything, but love turned into fear. I don't even know what I feel anymore." The judge called recess. The hallways filled with chaos, reporters pushing, cameras flashing. Christine cornered Kody. Her voice was steel. "Why couldn't you just tell us the truth?" He looked away, muttering, "I thought I could fix it before anyone knew." But it was too late. The truth was out, and tomorrow, there would be no hiding. There would be no hiding.